What is up, YouTube? This is Piccolo the Ibmore, and I am back with a video. So now I'm here to hand out a red pill like a senzu bean. Alright fellas, to any of you guys who be watching sports out there, whether it's football or basketball, I'm gonna make a lot of sports analogy in this video, so I hope you understand it. So, your greatest asset can be your biggest weakness. Now, what do I mean? Okay, like example, when it comes to women, right? Their greatest asset is their beauty. You know, when they're hot and young, and from the ages of 18 to 24, they're at their peak. They feel invincible and on top of the world. They can do whatever they want and get whatever they want just because they're beautiful. But when that beauty fades, well, then life has a way of teaching you humility. And it's also like that with men too, except with when it's not with beauty, it's more so with athletic abilities. Example, for any of you guys who watch NFL, Michael Vick, right? He was a fast quarterback. He was fast as any receiver, and he had a cannon for an arm. And which is typical for black quarterbacks. You know, when you see a black quarterback, you expect them to be fast. And then there's a guy like a Tom Brady who never rushed any yards, but he had a great game. He had a great arm, and he had a great mental game. That's kind of how it is with these women. I mean, Tom Brady lasted longer in the season, got 6 rings, and Michael Vick got himself caught up with some bitches. No pun intended. So for y'all who understood my sports analogy, let me equate that to a woman's beauty and all that. So think of a woman's beauty as your athletic abilities, you know, being fast, jump high, all that. Now, think of being submissive, meek, not crazy, as a skill set. It's not as flashy, but you know what? It's really the skills that make you last long in the long haul. Like if you see old Hall of Famers, right, that play till they're like 40, it's not because they're fast and athletic. Maybe they were in the beginning of their career, but it's because they had great skill set. Like a Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan was he was just a boring ass player, but he had the whole fundamental game. I mean, I don't want to shit on him, man, but he wasn't. No one was excited to see a Spurs game, but they would always make it to the playoffs. They would always make it to the championship finals. He had like 5 rings. He's on par with Kobe, but nobody talks about Tim Duncan. Now, can you pick up what I'm putting down? Now, you think we can imagine if a woman had both her beauty and submissiveness? Because in that our eyes, that would be considered a perfect woman, kind of like a perfect athlete, like Michael Jordan. He had the mental game and the athletic abilities. That's why he's kind of considered the GOAT. But do you think there's a GOAT for women? No, because women are vain creatures. You know what? It's usually I wouldn't say ugly, but not the, it's usually the meek ones that are submissive and, you know, they're the ones that make good wives. And that's because they were taught that. It's not like they were born with it, you know what I mean? Like someone's born with athletic ability. Someone's born to be like 6'3" and upwards. Like it's just in your genes. But certain things you can also be taught. Like you can be taught to be a good wife. I mean, yes, you're beautiful. That'll get you in the front gates. But you know, if you're taught how to be a good wife, how to cook, clean, take care of children, and not bother your husband so much, then I mean, you be considered the GOAT of womanhood. Know what I'm saying? But well, we're not living in those times anymore. We're not living in our grandmother's times, where our grandparents were taught those things. We had traditional roles. Uh, we're living in an age of feminism where women are trying to be like men and vice versa. It was stupid. And now society is all kinds of backwards. And you would think like the women that hit the wall, you would think that they would educate the younger women to not make the same mistakes that they made, but no. Like, I'm gonna make another football example. A hot young quarterback right now is Lamar Jackson. He's kind of like another version of Michael Vick. And before there was Lamar Jackson, there's another fast quarterback. His name was Robert Griffin III. If y'all remember him, RG3. And they both played for the Ravens, but unfortunately, RG3's career got cut short because injuries. But now there is this up and new coming prospect, Lamar Jackson, and RG3 is sort of coaching him on how to not make the same mistakes that he made. You think our women would do that for our current women, but no, like we need more OGs. But these OGs are kind of selfish and vain, and they're just basically out for themselves. You know what I mean? Like, we all have guys who try to prevent us from making the same mistakes that they've made, like whether it's our family members or a close friend or whatever. Someone like an elder, and you would hope the woman who hit the wall would do that for younger women, but I don't know. These women who hit the wall think they have the same capability as younger women when they don't. You know what I mean? It's like a old ass veteran think he can out jump a rookie. You know what I mean? It's like, nah, dude, you old. Like, your legs have left you. Your beauty has left you. But the thing is, with men are a bit more self-aware. They're gonna be able to realize they won't be able to do the same thing at 35 that they won't be able to do at 25. But a woman, she thinks she'll get the same kind of attention when she's at 35 than she was when she was 25, and it's really not the same. You know what I mean? So it seems like they lack self-awareness. And since they got through life with their God-given abilities, whether it's their athletic abilities or their beauty, once that beauty or athletic abilities fades, then I don't know. It's like a massive ego hit. Um, and since they got through life based on their looks or whatever, they haven't developed their skill set on how to be a good wife, like learning how to cook, clean, because they got through life through their good looks, and then they don't become wifeable women, and that's really their end goals. You know what I mean? Kind of like athletes' end goal is to win championships, and they can do so much with their athletic abilities, but they need certain skill sets to get to that mountaintop. But then again, you can never really underestimate the heart of a simp. Women are gonna marry these simps are gonna marry these unwifeable women anyway. So let's keep that in mind. So fellas, what I'm basically saying is, don't let your greatest strength be your biggest weakness. Like these modern day women who think they can look sexy to get their way through life. When their looks fade, so will everything, so will their whole world basically. But anyway, leave a like, comment, subscribe to this channel, make a reference to any athletes, and I'll be back with more content. Peace.